All right. We are sitting here with Justin Harris.
Mm-hmm.
You go by Green Bay Bully on Instagram.
Correct.
Can you tell everybody what shop you work in and what city you work in?
I work at Black Vulture Gallery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Can you describe your style of tattoos?
I'd say my style of tattoos is a little bit more on the realistic side with a lot of hard bull's lines, you know, mixing traditional with more of that realism in the same time.
Okay. You can just look at me. It
Okay,
looks crazy
good.
if you look at the camera.
Serial killer life.
Yeah, you and Bobby Johnson, Glendale Bully, have similar nicknames. How did those come up?
It was just like an homage, actually, to kind of like Beanie Siegel here in Philadelphia. He's, you know, known as Broad Street Bully. We were always a fan of it, so we just took and kind of adopted the name. You know, he took where he grew up in Utah. I took Green Bay off the street that I grew up on.
Okay. Where did you meet Bobby at?
I met Bobby in Utah.
Okay.
Actually, Bobby is the reason why I started tattooing.
Okay. How'd you come to meet him?
I was actually dating a girl at the time that she had a friend that managed a shop, and I used to go in there to like hang out with her, and he had been working there at the time. So he had asked me if I'd tattooed. You know, I'd done stuff in my house. My uncle tattooed at his house, so it was like, yeah, I could do it. I don't know how to do it well, but he was like, well, bring your artwork in. They checked it out, and they're like, hey, we're gonna try to start and open a shop. We want you to come apprentice, and it's kind of how it happened.
He is one of my favorite people to look at the progression of the last 5, 8, 10 years, because he is killing it, and the Grand Reaper shop is an amazing shop, and I just love seeing work from him.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, and it's great to see him progress and move forward. He's
Plus,
definitely
the guy's got a
owning the
great
game.
smile.
Oh yeah, he works on it. He loves it.
So you changed your Instagram name from Green Bay Bully to Justin Harris 413.
Yep.
And then back to Green Bay Bully. Why'd you do that?
So the name change was actually for the move. I was actually initially going to be planning to move up to Timmy B's shop up in Massachusetts. So that's why we adopted the 413. It was more to promote that area just because it was kind of like a smaller area, and then kind of had that matching name for the shop. And then so when that had actually done, I decided to stay in Philadelphia just because it was a lot easier to like fly and see my daughter, and work here was going really well. So just switched it back to the Green Bay Bully just so that people wouldn't have that confusion of where I was at, you know.
Makes sense.
And so
I didn't catch the 413 reference.
Yeah.
With Timmy's name.
Right.
You apparently have a Tupac tattoo.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It's actually on my wrist.
Okay. How did you get what's the story behind the Tupac tattoo?
So when I was 14 years old, my uncle was having a tattoo party at his house. So all day, it's New Year's Eve, I'm drinking, hanging out with him. May have started a little bit early, but I kept bugging him saying, hey, like, you need to tattoo me. He's like, nah, I can't tattoo you. If I do, your mom will kill me. So I just kept bugging and kept bugging. Finally, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave my shit out, and you end up with a tattoo. Just tell your mom you stole it from me. I was like, all right, awesome. And
to see if it makes sense.
Yeah, it's great. But so he asked me what I wanted, and at the time Tupac Hit 'Em Up was playing on the radio. So I was like, I want Tupac. He's like, all right, well, do you got a picture or reference? I was like, no, but I know what that motherfucker looks like. And then I tattooed Tupac on my hand, wrist, freehand.
Have you tried? I'm just curious to see.
Oh, it's there.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't think I can get rid of it.
It doesn't really look too much like Tupac. No.
Nah, it's like Martin Luther Pac. You know. The best thing is that my uncle, he came through. He's like, oh, I'm gonna touch it up, clean it up a little bit. He didn't even touch the Tupac. He just added my initials to it.
So we interviewed you back in 2014. I'm not sure if you remember that,
Yeah,
but we met you at conventions here and there. We thought it'd be interesting to go over some of the questions and seeing how your opinion has changed over the last 5 years. So in 2014, we asked you, what do you want to tattoo more of? At the time, you wanted to do more of animal heads, gentlemen's, and lady heads. Did you continue with that, and what do you want to do more of now?
I mean, I definitely continued with that. More of it, just more on the larger scale. You know, an ability to like adapt something instead of it just being so much of a small, you know, one-shot tattoo. Is kind of open and broaden the mind. You know, expand from that. You know, instead of it being focused just mainly on that image or that picture, it also has like a story to tell. So you get more elaborate stuff, more of like storytelling rather than just, you know, a stiff image.
Okay. The other question was, what tattoo artists are people sleeping on? And you mentioned Matt Buck, Dan Pemble, and Ben Moraine. are those? I mean, Dan Pemble is
Yeah,
somebody that we
he's
love.
incredible.
He's
He's killing it, and people are coming on to it. Ben, still people are sleeping on Ben. You know, he's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and you know,
where does Matt Buck work?
Matt Buck works in New York City. Works at No Idols.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was actually apprenticing at Saved at the time when we first had interviewed him. So now, you know, he's definitely had an advancement in his career. You know, he was on Ink Master, and you know, being with John Mason and stuff at No Idols definitely helps.
Is that he draws?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought. What artists do you think people are sleeping on now?
Well, I thought they were sleeping on Prim for the longest time, but he's definitely making a heavy influence in this industry right now, and it's great to see.
So, what kind of plans do you have for 2019? You got anything going on? I need to do a little bit of traveling.
Beginning of the year is getting back. You know, I'm headed over to Scotland, England, go hang out with those guys and tattoo again. 2013, I think, is just kind of a way to get back to focus and like a new vision into it. You know,
I think you said 2013.
The day?
I think, I don't know. Maybe you said 2019.
Okay. Well, 2019, 2013 is kind of the same thing. Back in 2013 was like a reinventing and like coming into like the industry and really like digging the heels in. That's just the focus again this year.
Are you going to the Scotland convention?
No, that was actually, I think it already passed, or maybe it's coming up. I know it's close around this time. They were already sold out of booths, so I'm actually just heading to Aberdeen. My buddy Callum Barry tattoos out there, so I'm gonna go guest with him, and then we head to Brighton for the convention.
Oh man, that's a show I've always wanted to go to.
Yeah, it's a good show, great show. Same thing with London. I really love the London show. It's one of my favorite shows to do all over.
Yeah, every year I want to try to make it over to the London show, and I just never made it over there, but eventually I will, just because it's like one of these shows to go to. Apparently.
Yeah, it is. Everybody there is awesome. They're killing it, and it's just good vibes, good people. Everybody's always on the right page.
Are you going to the Philly show next week?
I will be there.
Okay. So if anybody's interested in getting tattooed by you, like what's your process to?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is just email. It's greenbaybully@gmail.com. Other than that, just start there. I keep things kind of simple. You know, don't try to overcomplicate things. Keep it just easy so that it's easy for me, easy for them. You know, more of a comfortable personal situation.
How far do you book out?
I try to only book out 2 weeks at a time.
2 weeks?
You know,
Wow.
it's just easier. Keeps things fresh, doesn't stress it out. And, you know, traveling, I do go see my daughter every month in Wisconsin, so it kind of makes it to where I got to adjust some weekends. So for me, it's just easier to focus on that shorter time instead of putting a pressing issue on everything.
Do you find booking only 2 weeks out puts a pressure on having to constantly respond to clients?
I don't feel it does for me, just because I kind of talk to my clients that way anyways. Most of my clients become my friends, you know, so I'm usually talking to them on a regular basis anyway, so it just kind of gets involved. They make it easy to get contact with me. I just like to be accessible, you know, and I don't mind it. I enjoy talking to people, so it always works out.
I just never really heard too many people only booking out 2 weeks. Most people book out 3.
Yeah, most people do.
I was just finding it interesting. Are you doing any conventions besides going to Scotland? I mean, are you going to Hell City or anything like that this year?
I won't be at Hell City. I have the Motor City Expo the beginning of March. That's in Detroit, so yeah.
Well, they started doing one in the summer too.
Yeah. I'll probably be at that one as well, just because I want to go there. It's nice to go to Detroit, but I'm tired of going there in the winter. See some nice, summer weather. Maybe hit a lake would be pretty cool.
The Detroit show is fun just because everybody's there. You know, you go up there and you see all your friends.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like being at a casino almost, because you don't have to leave. You can just go there, work. Everything's accessible, so you kind of lose track of time. It's always it's my favorite show that's in the States that I like to do.
Cool. Well, besides tattooing, what do you do outside of work?
Recently, actually, I've been getting more involved into darts, getting that back in that. I used to play a lot when I was younger, so just kind of a good thing to, almost use it as like meditation, a way to like focus and leave behind, what's going on in personal life and tattoo world. So it just kind of gives you a new look on things, a new focus.
Dart competitions?
Yeah, and I shoot league as well.
Oh, interesting. Cool. Well, hey, we appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us. We love Black Vulture Gallery. We love your work. Appreciate it. So.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.